Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, Art, and welcome back to Baseball Head. Hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. So obviously, the Mets haven't been playing well. I think we all know that. They've gone 4-7 in the last 11 games. Now this is not a time to panic. This is not. I mean, after the first game this season, it was panic. You know what did Sandy Olson call Panic City? After the first five games, it was Panic City. Basically, everybody should be fired. Let's get new ownership, everything else. But what has been some of the things I've talked about here with the media is the media has talked about, with the Mets specifically for many, many years, whatever the Mets do is wrong, and whenever the Mets do anything right, it's still wrong. And I've done plenty of videos on WFAN. And I've done them on the Baseball Head too. I'm beginning to do it here. But one thing I've noticed, and I think a lot of it comes from the narrative, and that narrative comes from the mainstream media, that the Mets don't do anything right, and no matter how hard they try, it's like, oh, you know, forlorn. Oh, the Mets fans are so forlorn, and they are to a certain degree. People have been writing to me the last day or so that's given up. I mean, completely, totally given up. I would mention, if you're a Met fan and you've given up after all this time, again, don't follow the club, okay? Follow some other team that, you know, that won't, quote-unquote, disappoint you. Go follow the Braves. Go follow the Yankees. Follow the Phillies, you know. It's all about entertainment. It's all about having fun watching the games. I don't need somebody complaining to me like Frank Fleming, who's a grifter, complain about every little thing that happens. You can't, with certain people, you can't make outs. You can't lose a game. You can't, like, have a bad season, because then it's sort of, woe was me, oh my God. I mean, the one thing I will say is that back in November, the media in particular were saying that the Mets, that's it. They're not going to have a season. And then, you know, as we got closer to you know, spring training, they said, why are we even watching the games? The Mets are going to be bad. Then when the Mets lost their first spring training game, all the season's over. And then we get into the season, the Mets start playing a little bit better. And media clowns at WFN in particular complaining that why aren't the Met fans aren't going to the games? Mets are playing good. It was back in June, July. Why aren't they going to the games? Because you guys have been complaining that the Mets are going to be bad. And most people don't pay attention to what the media does, specifically in the sports side, and what they do and what they try to do to fool you into thinking something isn't what it is. Did the Mets make a lot of big moves in the offseason? No. But that's not what this video is about. I posted a poll last night before I headed off to La La Land, asking the Met fans, do you think Met fans give up too easy? And they do. I took the poll myself, and I said to them, you know, that's how I felt. And right now it's at 70% yes. And that's one thing that we know as a fan base, we give up too easily. Now, I have two channels in particular, two YouTube channels that have more subscribers than I do. But they're not friends, they're not collaborators, they're competitors. And these two competitors basically are bought and paid for by Hollywood. That's Wardy. Wardy's channel is bought by the Bleacher Report. He works for the Bleacher Report. You don't know that the Bleacher Report is owned by Warner Brothers. So we know how bad and how satanic and horrible Hollywood is, and how it's collapsed. And they own the Bleacher Report. And also he's owned by the Gamblers as well. And as well as Locked On Mets, which is a gambling racket. And the host of that show is Ryan Finkelstein, who accused your host of theft. Which, according to YouTube, if you take thumbnails similar to theirs or titles similar to other channels, they don't consider it theft. Now, we have two people here that are telling the Met fans in their videos to give up. They're telling the Met fans that the Mets are in a free fall, which is kind of similar to what the media was saying back in April and May, and really up until even 2 weeks ago, to give up. Even before the season, give up. Wardy, who did a 2-hour live stream pissing and moaning about the game, last night, and the bad streak the Mets are in. Telling you fans to give up. It's just time to give up. Mets are in a free fall. It's just, and then I get up this morning and I checked one of the drearier channels with this eyebrow emoji, Ryan Finkelstein, telling you that this is the beginning of the end. That this is the beginning of the end of the Mets season. It's not. I was saying back in April was. Now I got a little shaky in May, I would admit, about where we were as a club, where the Mets were as a club. But I said that that after April, May, the Mets schedule will get better. Now the Mets are in a tough patch of their schedule again. They have a lot of road games this month. They have some tough opponents, and this A's opponent is a tough opponent. But their starting pitching isn't very good. That's why they went to that bullpen so quickly last night. But the Mets fell behind so fast. My biggest concern with the Mets right now, as poorly as they've hit, pitching has not been so great this turn. And Blackburn, who had pitched well, did not pitch well last night. Severino hasn't pitched well. Quintana didn't pitch well the other day. So that's my concern, is the starting pitching. But you have two channels that are bought and paid for by Hollywood and by the gambling rackets are telling you folks that the Mets, this is the beginning of the end. So they're basically telling you, based off of how I look at it, that the gamblers are probably telling them that the end is coming, that the Mets are going to lose. Don't believe that nonsense. They're basically telling you to gamble against your own team, to bet against your own team. Even if you don't gamble or bet, they're telling you that. Now, I don't really care for these individuals because I don't want to deal with any of these people that promote gambling. I will say this again. Gambling is wrong. Asking people to spend money on things you can't control is immoral. I've had that very consistent. And now they're telling you, and one of them works for Hollywood, is telling you, and to go with the idea that you should just give up. Give up. That's it. Don't watch any more games. It's a foregone conclusion that the Mets are going to lose. That's what the Mets do. That's one of the aforementioned lines that is said. One person who could barely get above his desktop, he needs to get on a chair, to get on the seat, to sit on to be able to do a live stream. Head barely gets up to the desk. Then you have another guy, like I said, he's a walking eyebrow bearded emoji, is telling you that the beginning of the end is near. It's over. It doesn't matter what happens now. Now, I'm in my car doing this video. I'm not on camera. I don't really care for the angle in this car. But I was thinking about this video coming into work, and I just wanted to get this little video out here. I'm sure it'll be really popular amongst the YouTubers. I really don't care. I don't care. This is what I do here. They're part of the media. I know Ryan Finkelstein's been around a while. Even before he started working for the Gamblers, he was a guy that was doing this stuff for a long time. And Wardy, I have a question. What happened to Wardy's New York Rangers channel? Whatever happened to that? He had a New York Rangers channel. Did you know that, folks? When he got started. And does he have connections to the media? Just another question I have. I have many questions. Many questions. Well, I hope you all have a good day. Let's play tonight. We'll have a good time tonight. Watching the game. The odds of the Mets winning tonight are going to go up because the odds of losing 5 games is low. But if they lose tonight, it's not the end of the world. Mets have 43 games left to play. Teams are starting to now. If the Mets get under 500, then I'd be concerned. But they're above 500. They're 3 games over 500. They're right there where they need to be. Got to be positive. Don't listen to the negativity of these other channels. Because these guys, that's part of who they work for. They work for Hollywood and the gamblers. Your host does not. I'm one of you guys. I care about the Mets. I want the Mets to win. I want us to have a good time watching these games. And that's what it's about. At least it is for me. Well, thank you for watching this video. And, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. You won't get this anywhere else on this channel. This is the one channel. I'll say it like it is. I don't care. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.